NCCJ was created by a diverse group of faith leaders and social activists who hope to counteract prejudice by bringing people of different faiths together to talk, share, and figure out a way to bridge their divisions and build positive relationships. Throughout history, leaders have stood up for what they believe, laying the stepping stones to make our community a better place for all of us, not just some of us. These ordinary people became leaders by taking actions to stand up for themselves and others. We're here to lift up some of these leaders of yesterday, today, and tomorrow, and show how ordinary people can become extraordinary by taking everyday actions to help build a more inclusive community where we all feel welcome and respected.
Rabbi Morris Samuel Lazaron was part of NCCJ's most famous early program, the Tolerance Trio. Together with a Protestant minister and a Catholic priest, he traveled the country in the 1930s, calling upon all people to embrace interfaith understanding. They visited high schools, college, and service clubs with the goal of making America safe for differences. They led by example, engaging in respectful dialogue with one another and with audiences, answering questions and dispelling myths and misconceptions about their faith traditions. The trio visited Winston-Salem in the mid-1930s, helping to inspire people in the Triad to start their own NCCJ chapter.
Four North Carolina A&T students, Franklin McCain, David Richmond, Joseph McNeil, and Jabril Kazan, formerly known as Ezell Blair Jr., took a stand against racial segregation by sitting down at the Woolworth lunch counter in Greensboro to demand service. Their peaceful protest inspired 26 William Penn High School students to do the same thing in High Point 10 days later. They made national news, and the sit-in movement became a model for other civil rights protests, as well as later anti-woman, women's liberation, and gay rights movements.
Sylvia Rivera and her close friend Marsha P. Johnson were two of our First Nations first transgender activists. They worked tirelessly for social justice and civil rights and were among the first leaders of the modern gay rights movement. They used their voice to advocate for people of color and for low-income queer and trans people.
In 1957, Josephine Boyd Bradley became the first African-American student to enter Greensboro High School, now known as Grimsley. She endured extreme bullying. Other students taunted and insulted her, doing things like placing tacks in her chair. Her mother lost her job, and her father's shop was burned to the ground. But by walking through those doors, Josephine desegregated the first school between Louisiana and Virginia.
Judith Heumann is a disability rights activist who helped organize the 504 sit-in of 1977, the longest sit-in in a federal building to date, and the largest concerted effort of people with disabilities gathered for the cause of equal representation under the law.
Bob Page is the founder of Replacements Limited and an LGBTQ activist. He played a role in starting the Guilford Green Foundation, the only LGBTQ community found in the southeastern United States. He has also helped launch several organizations dedicated to supporting our LGBTQ community, including the Triad Health Project to provide loving, supportive services to individuals in our community living with HIV or AIDS, the Triad Business and Professional Guild to help LGBTQ people network and do business, the LGBTQ adolescent support system to provide a safe haven and social support for struggling LGBTQ teens.
Each of us follows in the footsteps of those who came before us, striving to create a community that is just and compassionate for all of us, not just some of us. I'm leading for Tomorrow today by starting an LGBT alliance within my school so no one feels like they're going through it alone.
My name is Roshni Panwala. I'm leading for Tomorrow today through my work developing Homegrown Heroes, a nonprofit dedicated to dismantling food insecurity in Guilford County schools and ensuring that food is distributed equitably.
My name is Nelly Sanchez Peralta. I'm leading for Tomorrow today by working with documented and undocumented students brought to the United States as children to show them how they can receive tuition funding to further their education. My goal is to ensure that everyone is afforded an opportunity to make positive contributions to our community and our world.
My name is Alex Anton. I'm leading for Tomorrow today by serving as a role model for young men like me, standing up for women's rights and declaring that gender equity should be a priority for all of us each day.
My name is Damaris Bannister, and I'm leading for Tomorrow today by being the Youth Council President of the High Point National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, otherwise known as the NAACP. My goal is to ensure that my community is better for not only people of color, but for all people that call this community home.
My name is Kyrie Smith, and I'm leading for Tomorrow today by setting an example for my family, friends, and football teammates by calling out all bias, bigotry, and intolerance whenever I see it. As a leader in my school's Human Relations Club, I help promote a more inclusive, welcoming school environment where differences are celebrated and everyone is accepted and respected for being who they are.
Everyone gathered together in this room tonight is a testament to the power of a community that resolves to stand against injustice. Yet while being here is powerful, simply being here is not enough. Action is required to help build the world we hope to see tomorrow, a world that those who came before us could only dream of.
Leaders and activists come in all forms, all races, genders, sexualities, religions, and abilities. They can lead with action, risking their lives for liberty for their beliefs. They can lead by being a voice for those who are not heard. Or they can lead by standing in support of others who are taking a more direct action. What they all have in common is that they are leading today, building a more welcoming and inclusive community so that we may all have a better tomorrow. So we ask, how are you leading for tomorrow today?